Oh, hell yeah! Oh my gosh, that was very awesome that the Bears beat the Green Bay Packers last night in Green Bay for the first time since 2007. Yes, I know Bears fans. 2007. There have been so many moons ago, and the Bears was way overdue to win in Green Bay. About freaking time. I know a lot of people in the local paper plus in the Chicago Sun-Times says Packers gonna win, Packers gonna win, Packers gonna win. Well, face facts and newsflash, the Bears have came over the odds, came overcome the odds, and they beat the Green Bay Packers with a backup quarterback and with a bang up defense. So it was awesome. Josh did a pretty good damn job as a backup for Jay Cutler. He had 272 yards and 2 TDs. That is freaking awesome. He almost had a 300 kind of game. I wish he did, but that would never happen. But he did a lot better than Haney did a few years ago. Remember that game in 2010 in week 17? And a lot of people was kind of freaking mad because Cutler got hurt and he was not man enough to get back into the game. Well, speaking of guys that did not get back in the game, I'll give you an example. Aaron Rodgers got hurt, and you guys didn't complain about him. Come on now. Every NFL quarterback gets hurt. So quit ragging on Cutler and quit ragging on other quarterbacks out there. You get it, everyone? I'm not being mean. That is the damn truth. I'm just doing my opinion. Now, I know Rodgers got hurt. That really sucks. I am not a big fan of the Packers because I'm a Bears fan only. That's the only NFL that I support. But if you want more information on the Rodgers story, here it goes. And listen up, then we'll continue about the Bears and the Packers podcast. Here it goes.
What is the latest that you're hearing about the injury to Rodgers?
Well, good morning. The latest I'm hearing is that Aaron Rodgers has a small break or a fracture in his collarbone, his non-throwing collarbone, as you just said. At this point, a timetable is not quite available because it's a complicated thing. There was certainly some intrigue last night as the Packers and doctors try to figure out exactly what's wrong with Aaron Rodgers' non-throwing shoulder. He's going to undergo an MRI today, and as the swelling goes down, they hope they'll have some more definitive news. But what we know now is that Aaron Rodgers has a small break in his collarbone, that he will miss some games. We don't know how many, and that if the Packers were to get into the playoffs, the belief is he would likely be back for that. But at this point, anything in between, we're simply not sure. It's a little too early for that.
Ian Rappaport, I know you're not a doctor here, but can you tell us, will it require surgery? Have you heard anything about that?
At this point, I have not heard whether it will require surgery or stabilizing the bone or any of that. There are still tests to be done, and the Packers are going to spend the morning doing that, and hopefully we'll know more a little later this afternoon.
All right, Ian Rappaport, thanks for joining us this morning with the latest. We'll be checking back in with you throughout the day here on NFL Network.
Well, there you go, NFL fans. There you go. So, that's the latest update about Rodgers. Now, I just heard and read that he's going to miss 3 games. Well, I don't know if that's really going to be confirmed. That's what the people says on ESPN. That's a big blow for the Packers. And the backup really sucks because he's really rusty. And I don't think he was practicing because probably in his eyes, in his mind, said, I'm the backup quarterback for the Packers. I'm never going to play, so I'm just going to sit on the bench and collecting an easy paycheck. easy paycheck, but it's what it is. So the rest of the game was a battle of the quarterbacks, and our backup quarterback did a lot better than the Packers' backup quarterback, but it's what it is. What it is. The big play is the Packers. The Bears did a punt, and it got blocked. Almost took it to the house. Thank God our guys on defense stopped that from happening. Overall, good game. I'm very happy the Bears won on Monday Night Football. I was edge of my seat and all that good stuff. Now, during the game, I guess people from ESPN, it has been confirmed that Jay Cutler is returning as a Bears quarterback this Sunday against the Detroit Lions in Chicago. Hopefully the Bears could get revenge. Remember that last time we faced Detroit this season? We got our ass whooped, and that was not a very, very pretty sight. And all good jazz. So I'm going to make this short and sweet. Okay. Quarterback A. Josh had an awesome game, or a decent game from my point of view. He was 22 for 41 for 272 yards, 2 TDs, no interceptions. He had a 90.7 rating. That's awesome. Passing rating. That's not bad for a backup. You agree or disagree? NFL fans or Bears fans? Okay, running backs A. That's pretty good. The running back, Mafute, had 125 yards, rushing yards, and a TD on 24 carries, and he finished strong, gaining 60 yards on 9 carries in the fourth quarter. He also had 5 catches for 54 yards. That's freaking awesome. Receivers B+. Brent Marshall, he's a freaking beast. Hopefully the Bears re-sign him in the offseason. Came through with a big game. 7 catches for 107 yards. Include a 23 yards TD that give the Bears a 7-3 lead. Jefferson had a 5 catch for 60 yards. That's awesome. Offensive line A, defensive line A, linebackers C, D, defensive backs B+, special teams F. The reason they give them F because the punt got blocked by the Packers defense. But thank God the Bears defense stopped them from take that ball into the house for a touchdown. Easy TD. They got to work on their special teams big time. Coaching A-. The Bears were ready to play after the bye week. They had 2 penalties, no false starts, and no turnovers. Through Rodgers' injury was huge. The Bears respond and will avoid in a tough place to play. No shit. A Lambeau Field is a very, very tough place to play at, especially when it gets very, very cold. That's what they call it, the ice or the ice bowl, or I forgot what they call it when it gets very, very icy and cold. I'm not too sure. But what I said, after Green Bay, we gotta face Detroit in Chicago, and most of the games will be at noon, and probably gets closer to the almost end of the season if the Bears still in a division race or playoff race, especially division race. They will change the times on these games because the NFL could do that kind of thing. Then after Detroit, we will play against the world champions, the Baltimore Ravens in Chicago. Then St. Louis on November 24th. Yeah, I forgot the Baltimore Ravens is November 17th, noon. Then November 24th in St. Louis. Hopefully, we could kick their ass. December 1st in Minnesota. They suck. We beat them early in the season, but it was a closer game. Hopefully, we kick their ass. December 9th, Monday Night Football in Chicago. against Dallas. We could hopefully kick their butts, but you never know about Dallas. They're up and down team this season. At Cleveland, they're stuck this year. December 15th, December 22. At Philly. I know Philly QB throws 7 touchdowns this past Sunday. Wow, that's a lot of touchdowns. I feel like a college game or Madden football game, video game wise. December 29th, home against Greenbay. Now that game might be for the division or to get in the playoffs. So we'll have to see. And Clay Matthews was banged up for the Packers. He didn't play last night. So a lot of guys on Packers defense was banged up also. And the thing that really pissed me off, the Packers ran for 32 yards, easy TD, and they went right. They had a big hole for the Bears go right through. Packers go right through. I'm sorry, and I thought it was over. I thought it'd be a blowout, but Bears respond and they won this game 27-20. I really wish the Bears put more points on the board, but thank God they didn't. I mean, thank God. I wish they did, but they didn't. And Packers had a chance to tie it up almost in the game, but they didn't. If they did, it'd be overtime. And I don't want overtime because it'd be a longer game than respective. What else? Bears had no defense play, like pick six or nothing. Zippo is on offense and defense sacked the quarterback. They did a good job, but I'm praying for Rodgers, in a good way, not in a bad way, I want two good teams go at it, I just hopefully we'll get more information about the Rodgers, but probably everyone knows about it when this podcast will be up. So that's about it. Oh yeah, before I let you guys go, I want to tell you about the standings real quickly. Okay, NFC North, Detroit 5-3. They're 3-1 at home. That's awesome. 2-2 on the road. 2-1 in the division. 4-2 in the conference. And they just won a game winning streak because they just had a bye recently. They just came off a bye. Okay, Green Bay 5-3. 3-1 at home. That's good. 2-2 on the road. 2-1 in the division. 3-2 in the conference. And they just lost last night. Now the Bears 5-3, 3-1 at home, 2-2 on the road, 2-1 in the division, 3-3 in the conference, and they just won last night. Minnesota last in the division, 1-7, yes, 1-7, awful. 3-1 at home, 0-4 on the road, 0-3 in the division, 0-6 in the conference. Wow. And they lost 4 in a row. That's awful. I feel sorry whoever's a Viking fan. Wow. So I'm out here. Thanks for listening. Hopefully you enjoy that photo. My friend hooked me up. If not, then tough. I'm out here and enjoy the rest of this Bears song. Go Bears! Thanks for listening. Later!